Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Haunted Pasta. Today's story is a Sonic pasta, one of many I think that we're going to read here. It's called Sonic 1 Tails. So without further ado, let's start reading.
Tails is awesome! He can fly and stuff! Nothing beats that amazing fox! Sonic can suck it in the cheeks! Seriously, that's what random kids say to me my entire life. Why does everyone love Tails? Simply just take Sonic, turn him into a fox, make him have yellow fur and have him fly. Bam! Instant character. However, the experience I had was a bit creepy, to say the least. My name is Nathaniel, and this is the following story I had during life. It started about 2 months ago, where a friend of mine, Taylor, sent me a box of Sega Genesis games titled Game Stuff. Inside, besides a collection of Genesis games, it had a small note inside reading, "This contains a game about a 1992 fox. Taylor." Was my friend a Tails fan as well?
Actually, I didn't really mind, because at least that means my friend doesn't hate Sonic. I found the cartridge about the 1992 fox. It's a Sonic 1 cartridge with Tails written on it in Sharpie. I put it in my Genesis and it seemed to work perfectly. The next screen came up, the Sonic Team screen. Instead of the normal text, however, it said, "Tails Team presents." Tails Team? I know that Taylor was a Tails fan, but why would anyone modify the game to say this? Just a humorous joke? Anyway, I started up the game with Green Hill Zone Act 1. Everything was normal. Sky, music, badniks, everything. The only thing that wasn't normal was that there was no signpost. Act 2 was a bit more abnormal. The music was not playing correctly. There was no badniks, and the sky was gray. After I collected some more rings, no screamers or anything, just Tails, blindly standing on the same hill as Sonic. Noticeably, he had no tails on his sprite. I wanted to see if he did anything, as I still had control of Sonic. I slowly walked towards him, and as soon as I hit him, Sonic instantly lost all of his rings and Tails quickly jumped away. As soon as that happened, everything also faded to normal. What happened to Taylor's Sonic game, I thought? I continued on with Acts 2 and 3 as normal. Once again, Act 2 was a bit more abnormal. No badniks, weirder music, and a gray sky again. Tails didn't appear this time, though. Continuing on to Act 3, Marble Zone retained its darkened world. Different palette, no badniks, gray sky. About halfway through the stage, however, the hitting boss sound effect played and repeated itself about 6 times. On the 7th, I heard the explosion sound effect. I clearly wasn't battling Robotnik at this time. Who done this? Tails jumped in from the left side. His shoes were entirely colored black now. The fox jumped right into me. I thought that I was supposed to fight him, so I did so. Like the regular Sonic 1 bosses, Tails took 8 hits to defeat. When I defeated Tails, he suffered knockback and fell into the lava pit, slowly sinking. I can hear faint, distorted words coming from the Genesis at the exact same time. Why? Why did you make me sink into the lava and die? You'll pay for this, Sonic! Was Tails trying to speak to me through the Genesis console? No, that couldn't be. The next zone was Labyrinth Zone. Clearly wasn't the third zone in the original game. The music was gone now, and the badniks were turned into T's. Stands for Tails, perhaps? Tails came up from the right side as well, now Black himself, and hit the switch, followed by him quickly jumping away. When he jumped away, the switch exploded,
and the drowning music started to play. Walls were closing in, and when Sonic was standing, he looked a lot more frightened than usual. Right when the walls came into contact with Sonic, the screen turned to black, and the music stopped at the loud note. Now, it was left black for what seemed forever. I finally considered turning the Genesis off and going to bed. I probably shouldn't have. All there was Tails and I in a pitch-black room. With his appearance when he first met Sonic in the game, he began to open his mouth and speak in his normal childish voice, distorted somehow.
I was tortured. I was forgotten. I was a subject of ridicule. Don't you want to play something with me? Why do I always get to be Sonic's sidekick?
Those words broke my heart as soon as I heard them. I felt Tails' pain. He was incredibly disappointed with how he was always Sonic's basic meat shield, and he wanted to get revenge on the Hedgehog and become Sega's new hero. As I was heartbroken as mentioned, Tails said one more word.
Goodbye.
I woke up, and the Sonic 1 Tails cartridge was instantly non-existent. I then text messaged my friend Taylor about my experience. I had this creepy experience about that Sonic 1 Tails ROM hack. All Taylor said was, Sonic 1 Tails? Never heard of it. Was this guy's name actually Nathaniel? He misspelled it twice. Yeah, if his name is actually Nathaniel, that's really sad. But anyway, this story started off really good. It was so funny and it was so entertaining. But then when it went to the part where it was supposed to be scary, it was the exact same thing every single time. There were no badniks. The sky was gray. Every single zone was the exact same description. It just becomes monotonous after a while. I had to cut out a lot of this pasta because if I put everything in, it would have been such a boring video to work on. But if it just kept the same level of comedy and entertainment that it had during that first part, this would have been an easy A tier. But because it just becomes so monotonous after a while, this is going in C. So yeah, I could say more about it, but that's pretty much the gist of it. This pasta can suck it in the cheeks! Jeez, I'm sorry. That's pretty much all I have to say about that one. I'm out.
Magic Gaming!